Wham bam.
If you guys and girls out there do not recognize this voice, I really can't. Right. I
Mic
can't.
check.
That's it. That's it. If
Mic
you
check.
cannot relate to this voice, I don't know what else to say to you. But this is a big day for me. I'm very excited to have her on the show, and we're gonna do she's gonna do my mic check.
Dude, mic check 1 2 1 2. This is Kate Yeager. I'm on Direct Gaming. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to get a drink together. Apologies, it's been a long day, but I'm so psyched to be here. God, I'm psyched. New legal. My goodness, you are just like the coolest ever. So mic check 1 2 3. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are sounding great. Everybody out there, this is a big moment for me. And also, we're going to get down to it because I know probably y'all are like, what in the world is going on? So the first 5 minutes will be a great introduction for her because all her hard work has to be in a homage form. So I just want to say this. Kate Yeager is probably one of the most energetic, most exciting person to represent the Xbox community in a way that's so positive and so full of energy that it's something that captivated me with her in the beginning. I would watch her, go through her phases, her ups and downs. She wasn't afraid to let us know when things didn't go well, when things were going right, when she wasn't around. And as people, we respect that realness. She's transparent, but most importantly, she gives you that energy that makes you feel like you're part of her. When she's doing her job, she shows that she's having fun, and that's what we need in the Xbox community. When I used to text her from Mixer, when she used to do the Green Show and all that, she'll tell you. I would tell her, look, you're doing such a fabulous job. We need people like you. We need it because me being an advocate for the Xbox community, I try to do my best. I try, we've all been guilty of things, but I try to make sure that I'm representing it in a positive way because I try to do it in the same way, in the light that's real life. I know what real Xbox fans talk about. I know what they desire. I know because I'm one of them. I have a good following cast on my Xbox Live community. The Xbox Live community has been good to me. So, Kate Yeager is in the building.
Yeah.
She is on Di-RREC Gaming. And I'm going to let her introduce herself. And she's going to start it off.
Wonderful. I am indeed. Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm super psyched to be here. I'm also a big fan, just for the record, of New Legal. I mean, listen, let me be clear about something. The reason we became in touch at all is because you were so great in your spirit in the chats, and you found yourself in those chats a lot, which was super great for those of us that are on camera talking about gaming to gamers. It was super great to see. You were one of the very few that are just going with it and keeping things positive and exciting, which is awesome. And yes, my name is Kate Yeager. I always struggle to answer this question. I basically, the way you guys would know me is I am a host for Inside Xbox. Primarily, I'm also now, relatively recently, I'm the new, I'm one of the faces for Apex Legends, their global series, which kicks off June 21st. Very exciting day. So that'll be fun. And you'll see me do recaps for them, highlights and that kind of thing. You'll see a lot more of me this season, which is going to be great. I have worked off and on in the gaming industry as a writer, producer, and host for the last 10 years, which is so great, so awesome. I originally I gotta tell you, I'm like, I know, Legal, you're gonna ask me about my background in gaming, and I'm happy to answer, but I will be completely transparent because I'm just not good at leading people astray here. My dexterity is, can we swear on this?
You can swear, Kate. You got it. You know what?
My dexterity is shit. It's shit.
Oh.
It just is. And I know here's the thing. I know my strengths and I know what I'm passionate about. And I think for
Right.
me, being able to stay in the gaming community, in the esports community, despite the fact that I'm not a pro gamer, despite the fact that
That's right.
like I said, dexterity is just awful. So, but that being said, I was not gifted with those gifts, but I do have so much fun, and I'm so glad that it translates, because once again, I'm not a good liar. And it's so easy to just go on and do some of these things. The best part of my day is when I get to connect with you guys, the community, but also some of the people. I have gotten to have conversations with the minds behind some of the best games, some of the games of our generation, and some of the things that, you know, the best gamers in the world. And it's remarkable how sort of the width and breadth of that community is so great. And it's awesome to be a part of. So yeah, that's sort of my background-ish in gaming in general, and I hope that answered some things.
No, it did. That was incredible, Kate, because you are a testament to something that I've always been saying. You don't have to be a pro gamer, right? You don't have to be an elite gamer. You don't have to be a hardcore gamer. You don't have to be a casual or beginner. Those are the 5 phases of gamers. Those are the 5 phases of gamers. There's dimensions to this stuff. Now, Miss Kate YEAGER may not ever touch a console. She may not ever own a console or games. But guess what? We can still consider you a gamer, because you know why? Because you are an advocate to the gaming culture. People don't understand that gaming is a culture. And if she is representing something in our culture that's positive, and she's a part of it, she's gaming. Whether she go gets the t-shirts, whether she puts her hair. If you ever watch Kate, you got to understand something. Kate does her hair all kind of ways. She represents all kind. Her style is unique. There's nobody in the game like you. You are unique. And Kate does it. She puts her glasses on. That's it.
Good,
her glasses, she does it. That's gaming to me. Because it's all about what you do. And you're in the business side of gaming. See? So you don't have the time anymore like we do. Well, we sit here leisurely. We get the hours to put in. We play these games. But what you do is you're part of that aspect that does the shows for us, where we can see them, where we can go to them. So you don't have the time. You can't justify gaming by a score. Okay,
that's a great way to put it, by the way. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that support, man. I will say that I still do game. I don't want to say like I don't, but I will say that it's and I equate my job, and this is I don't think of myself in the same echelon as this person, but it makes it for me as a metaphor. It makes it easier to understand when I'm talking to, you know, people who maybe are not in the gaming industry or that are not as ingrained. My job is something similar to like, if Erin Andrews is never going to be a professional NFL player, right? She's never going to play professional hockey. In fact, you know, on the way to her first professional hockey gig, she was reading Hockey for Dummies. Like this is a person who is obviously at the top tier of her game, and I'm certainly not there. But I will say that that it's the same idea of like, you know, never being a pro gamer does not mean you can't, you know, appreciate and enjoy and have passion for the culture, and that's perfect. So
hey, you want to know something to fulfill what she just said? I come from the arcades, and you guys know my story. So I come from the arcades. My dad was a military vet. He's a military vet, but he was in the Air Force. So I'm speeding it up. So being on Guam, raised on this little island, I was thrown on a base, and I started playing when I was 4. So I was already competitive. Now watch what Kate was saying. I know when I went into the arcades, right? Those same people that would be over your back telling you to push B, be chanting you on, those were gamers. They were just waiting their turn to play. The community, you don't have to be touching. I'm so glad that you're here today. I'm so glad that you're saying it, because I know that you don't like toxicity. I know that. It doesn't like it.
It's true.
Nobody likes it. Right.
No.
But
I don't know, some people seem to feed off it, man. I don't know how they do that. I think I'm just not good. I'm just not good at it. By the way, you asked me about arcades earlier, off camera, offline.
Right.
I will say I completely forgot. Time Crisis 2, Time Crisis 3. That was that was life.
That's
Though
right.
I completely forgot that. I absolutely, and I think it's because it made the shooting like realistic. You know, you're actually holding a rubber gun. You know, everything. But anyway, so just to answer that question, my arcade life started and ended with Time Crisis.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
You
But that's
know,
amazing. I didn't know you grew up on Guam. That's
that's
fantastic,
I
man.
did. I was a little island boy. You know, I was a little island boy.
I love
So
it.
right. So I was into. It was not like the American style, right? I was climbing palm trees, cutting down coconuts, swimming in the ocean with my sister, and playing with crabs and
Nice.
things like that. That's what I
Oh
had,
man,
and I
now I'm
had
just
my
jealous.
yeah, and I had my television. So my dad
Mm.
was a gamer, cause you know when you're young and you're in the military, they didn't in their secluded area. We were far. My dad's roots are from Tennessee, so he was far away from home.
Mm.
So when you look at those young military men on base, they didn't
Mm.
have nothing. So when they saw something relative, they bought it. The television was something
Good.
relative. So when he got
Mm.
it for us, me and my sister, my family in general, my mother was gaming, me and my sister, we were gaming, and my dad would game. So my household,
I love it.
right, my household was gamers in the origin. So my dad basically created a
Yeah.
beast, right? He created a beast.
I love it.
So
Yeah.
as I went through the phases, right, all the way through, all the way up until Xbox. Xbox is the only community that made me feel like back in the arcades. It's a great community,
Mm.
great
Mhm.
people. And I started to say when Live got created, I was like, yo, did they just literally made a virtual dungeon? They
Mm.
when Live was created, it was like a virtual arcade dungeon. Everybody can come in. You don't have to go nowhere. It's safe. You get in,
Mhm.
you talk your stuff or whatever you wanted to do. You joined in games. That was
Mhm.
revolutionary to me. And as I wasn't keen on Live at first because I was just still
Mhm.
on that play the game and beat it and talk about it. I did that all the way up
Yep.
until I started traveling. So
Mm.
when I started traveling, I had a bunch of money. I was like, I'm bored. I'm up in my suite. I have nowhere to go. And I came home for a minute and I went to this mom and pop arcade store, right? And
Mm.
I'll never
Mhm.
forget the guy was like, "Hey man, are you a Gears of War fan?" I was like, "Yeah, I played 1 and 2. Yeah, yeah." He was like, "Listen, I'm gonna give you this code." He was like, "D, I'm gonna give you this code." I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yo, it's Aaron Griffin's code." I was like, "Who's Aaron Griffin?" I didn't even know. Oh, Ice-T's gonna be playing
Mhm.
his character and all of this. Really? He was like, "Yeah. If you put this code in, if you get a console, you put the code in, you'll never lose them. Like you'll have them, right?" But he was like, "I'm giving it to you
Mm.
3 months ahead." So the console, the special edition console, gonna come out. Go get it and put it in, and you'll have them from day one, right? But it was a thing
Mm.
on Facebook that when you went there and you put it in, it accepted you, it locked you in. It was some little thing that you went in there to get it. Girl, I
Mhm.
got that summer, and I couldn't wait for the countdown. They had that big major countdown. I was in Champaign, Illinois. I'll never forget it. I never went to a midnight
Yeah.
release in my life. I went to a
Yeah.
midnight release. I went and got that controller with those two. I mean, the console with the two controllers. I bought like it was $700. I didn't care. I threw it. I got it.
Mm.
I came out with the T-shirts and the lanyards and all that good stuff. I went in my room
Man.
and I put in Live. And I'm gonna tell you something, Kate.
Mm.
I got my end whooped so many times, but it was something about it, right? It was something about it. I
Yeah.
was like, this community is ridiculous. Like the Gears community is unforgiving. They don't care if you come in there and you don't know. They're not helping you. They're gonna
Mm-mm.
beat you down.
Mm-mm.
Right. It's a whole nother beast. So once I started respecting that, I was like, yo, I'm gonna learn this game. And I remember people
Mhm.
asking me, hey, how did you get that guy? And that's how I started getting my friends off the top. Hey, you know,
Mhm.
if you have to get them, but you have to play the game forever on Horde to unlock them. But I have them unlocked, so I was telling certain little people the trick to them, like, hey, go to Facebook real quick and unlock them. So that kind of got me my respect a little bit, even though I wasn't that good.
Mhm.
So as I started learning the game, I became a monster. And Live, I
Mm.
started saying, this is what I've been missing this whole time. Wow. And
Mhm.
that's when I truly started to respect the Xbox community. That's when I truly started respecting it.
Nice. Nice.
But enough
Yeah,
of me.
exactly. And that's
Right.
a great
Enough of
way.
me. This is about you, Kate. It's about you. You want direct gaming. Oh, and you know what, y'all? I forgot. Just because I forgot
Mm.
to give Kate that golden mic, she gets like, you know what? You get one for free. And this is
What?
like 64 carats. It's like you're getting the most rare. No, matter of fact, this is not even a carat. It's a diamond. She gets the diamond mic.
Yeah.
So I'll be sending you the diamond
No,
mic, Kate. That's my fault. I
listen.
usually give people the mic in the beginning, so you get the diamond. You get the
Dude,
diamond mic for the
diamonds are
night.
a girl's best friend,
That's
man. I'm
right.
cool with it. That sounds
That's
amazing.
right. So Kate, real quick,
Yes, my dear.
where have been some places that you like the most that Xbox has taken you besides your esports? Because we won't talk about that yet.
Good question. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. No, Xbox is awesome. Yeah. Let's see. Started things off. Did a nice. Actually, speaking of Gears, back when it was still under Epic Reign, back when Cliffy B was still part of that leadership team. I know. I actually went over there to shoot at their mocap studio in Raleigh, North Carolina. Is it Raleigh? There's three towns that are very close to each other, and I think the nearest town to their studio was Raleigh, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Gears has been an amazing group of people, and being with Xbox All Up means that you've got access. It's funny, you've got access to all of these different first-party studios, and of course, as you know, the first-party studios are only getting bigger. We've got I keep forgetting, is it 12 or 14? I don't remember. We have a lot. And so Xbox has been amazing. Yeah, Xbox has sent me a Comic-Con 4 times back when we used to have them, which again is Sandy. One of my favorite stories about that is I went. I think the first or second year I went with them to go and cover everything that Xbox is doing at the con I was supposed to be going to my 20-year reunion, and unfortunately, my Comic-Con came up and this gig came up and they're like, hey, let's go do this. So instead of being at my 20-year reunion, 20-year, wait a minute, what am I talking about? 10-year. I haven't had 20 years yet. I'm not that old. But not that there's anything wrong with that. But the point is that I was on a pirate ship for Assassin's Creed Black Flag that night, shooting off cannons and enjoying myself a gamer culture instead of being at this sort of rite of passage. So, like, you know, and that oh my God, like Xbox has been amazing. Like I said, I've been to Epic, I've been to EA up in Burnaby, up in Vancouver a number of times. You want to talk about an incredible campus. Like those guys came up for Madden NFL, and I think FIFA was up there as well. I'm trying to think about what else I have done with. It's funny because I have basically, let's see, I've been to Gamescom so many times. We just did XO. Like, it's basically wherever Xbox and their first party gaming have been primarily, that's where I have been as well. So it's lucky for me 343 was in Kirkland, which is I used to live in Seattle, so it was just a stone's throw, but
that's facts.
But yeah, that's how that works, man.
And look, I know you guys are like, come on, legal, hit those questions. I'm gonna hit some good questions for Miss Kate, don't worry. But we're gonna do it in a good way. But so I remember when you went to London, right? You went to the London. Oh man, I remember you was hyped for that one. Was that as spectacular as they said it was?
You know what? I didn't get to go to Mexico City for XO. The Mexico City is on my bucket list. I've never been for Gears, and I wanted to go so bad, and I've never been for Xbox. And I have absolute and total profound respect for the LATAM community. Those guys, especially in the Gears scene, holy cow. It is incredible.
Speak on it.
And they just have, oh my God, amazing. Just absolutely. And so I've never been there, but London for XO. So what I did there, I've had such a, it's so, again, so funny, the relationship, because I on top of being the host and voiceover person, right now I'm actually primarily a writer. Well, I'd say 50-50 at this point, hosting and writing. And so for me, going to XO, I went there to write the show, which is a whole other beast, let me tell you. When you come into it and, you get to know the nitty-gritty, you get to know the people behind every decision. And in fairness, what's funny about this, and the reason they brought me in, and the reason I'm continuing to consult with them to this day, with Xbox, is because I sort of realized that I had all of these great relationships with people that I have fostered over the years, over the last 10, maybe it's 15 years now. I should really do my math better.
But
I've had these great, incredible relationships, and have been able to work with almost every single vertical in Microsoft, not just Xbox. So for me, going to XO was a lot of, and really XO, E3, Gamescom, you know, even some Comic Cons. Like because it's kind of the convergence of all of these groups that come together for Xbox to showcase the platform, to showcase the service, to showcase the first and third party games. Like what happens is you get there and it's like old home week. So for me, going to XO, I was like, oh good, I can go see Josh Muncie and I can go see
It was a good way to connect.
Money Rumble, and I can, you know, yeah, exactly. And so that for me, that was like getting together with my tribe. And it was, I'll tell you, it was stressful, holy God, because in any time you have that sort of a behemoth lift, because there was so much to say and there was so much that we were doing and there was so much pressure because the people, you know, you look at me and you say these beautiful, wonderful things about my passion, but the truth is that I am one of so many who have very similar ideals. And what's great is that when we get together, we try to do our best and we try to do it for you guys, the fans. I mean, and it's, believe me when I tell you, I have yet to see a price sheet on anything. I have yet to see anything that says, we're going to do this because this is going to make us more money. And listen, that's not my thing. Ultimately, I get to come in. I am blessed.
Kate, tell them about your hustle.
Talk about this stuff.
That's right. Kate, tell them about your hustle real quick. Give them 2 minutes of your hustle. Tell them you started from the bottom. Tell them you started from the bottom. Tell them how they.
No, that's true.
Yeah, tell them how you need to network. Tell them how they don't need to give up. Tell them.
No, that's a good point. That's a great point. Okay, so no, that's a real good point. So here's, for me, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I thought I wanted to be like a television reporter. My father was one for 25 years.
No doubt. So
dude,
I
was like, this is what I'm going to do. This is going to be great. Right? No, exactly. This is what's going to happen. No. Did one internship and was like, F this and the B. Like, this is enough. So had one of those. Listen, I am here to tell you that you don't have to follow a prescribed path. And I'll say this again and again because I feel like I get called on when I speak to college classes probably once a quarter. And, you know, because there's some great ones that I've been a part of. And that I come in with the perspective of, I know that there's tracks in your education. Like you go through this track, you get a degree in marketing communication. You go through this track and you get a degree in, you know, accounting, whatever. And that's totally fair. But once you leave the collegiate system, and even I argued before, you got to make it up as you go along. And you have to have the tenacity. And sometimes you don't realize you've had the tenacity, by the way. Sometimes you have to give yourself credit because honestly, like, you just don't know. But what you do is you just continue to persevere. I think for me, I started off, to be clear, like I started off thinking I was going to be news, decided I didn't want to, have a meltdown in college. Then I went to get my master's degree in London because I was like, I've had enough of this whole work talk. I just need to go figure out life, which of course is delightful. Don't worry. And not everybody has that flexibility. And I was very, 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 very grateful to do it. But it actually, what's funny is that it got me my job. I ended up getting a job at E Network, the E channel in LA from a connection I made in London. And that got me to be in sort of the writing, producing area of entertainment, and that got me noticed by a person who worked at Xbox Live.
Nice.
Who were looking for somebody with that thing, and so I got headhunted to come back up to Seattle, which is where I was from. I was so excited, and I got to work on stuff that, by the way, never came out. Not one of the things we worked on for a year and a half ever came out. But the truth is that once that gig was done, I got a call from, ironically, my boss now, the person that I work for now, who is the head of Xbox programming. She is awesome. I will follow this woman to the end. And she actually called me because she saw me do some random thing. That's the other thing. I did a random pilot for Xbox and UFC. Random. Was only on camera because they needed someone who was cheap, and by cheap I mean free, who knew what they were doing, or at least had the confidence to pretend, which is totally me.
You hear that? No, that's right.
Just confidence. Fake it
Sell
till you make it. I'll
yourself.
tell you something right now.
That's
the way to do it. Fake it till you make it. Pretend like you know what you're. I mean, the truth is that's not pretend like you know what you're talking about, because the reality is that the internet has given us so much that we can go and look at and see and find out about, which is amazing. Be as prepared as you can, but then just go for it. I think that's really what it comes down to. So that's pretty much the beginning of that's when I got to know Larry. That's when I got to know. Let's see, Insider Moves Ryan Trites. That's when I got to know the entire Inside Xbox crew. And honestly, there's been a lot of pitfalls. We all got laid off because they were going in a different direction, which is totally fair. And now, and believe me, I've been laid off twice now from Microsoft. They love me.
But they love you though. It's not like, you see what I'm saying? They love you. And the
I'm
thing
back. It's
is,
cool.
they know, like what you said, you come from an energy from the bottom, from nothing, from the zero. So they know that they know
Oh yeah,
naturally
no
you
gaming
have a
prowess of
passion.
any kind.
That's right.
Yeah,
They know
dude,
that when we
none.
call on Kate Yeager, it's 100% passion because we know that when she did for us, when she did it for nothing, she did it for nothing. They don't. The Xbox team, you can tell they're a bunch of great people. They don't.
They're very
You can
nice.
see it, right? And your story is just a testament. So I wanted you to say that because for anybody
Sure.
that's looking, that feels like I
Yeah.
can't be seen, and look, I'm gonna tell you another thing Miss Kate Yeager doesn't like. She doesn't like clickbaits. She doesn't like clickbaiting. So
I do not.
this is for anybody who respects being true, doesn't do the clickbaiting, doesn't do the toxicity, all the name call, all that, doesn't do all of that, but thinks that I can be true and stick true to my roots and build a sincere platform, no matter what it is, even if it's you. Kate is a great inspirational person to look at because her story is real. And I watched you, like you said, she's transparent.
Yeah.
You just heard her. She doesn't. That's what I like about her. She will tell you, listen, I've been laid off twice, but she knows that that's part of the business. Microsoft is a $1 trillion company. It's got ideas coming out every avenue, every crack and crevice. So when they do that, they know it's not. She knows it's nothing personal. She just sits, wastes her time. They're gonna call her right back up because Xbox, we love Kate, we love her. She got that energy, and y'all need her. Microsoft doesn't value people by their worth of money. It's not like she's sitting up here with money tags on her. It's because they know that you are authentic. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Kate. We need that. We need that. I don't look at people. I have my little platform, right? Direct Gaming is small, but let me tell you something. I didn't build it. I'm gonna be honest. The story of Direct Gaming originated in GameStop. When I would go into my GameStop and talk with my manager, and we would just sit in the corner. He would literally get off his register when he see me. Yo, D, come on. He'll go in the corner and we'll talk gaming. One day he hit me up. He was like, man, listen, you got to do this brochure. I was like, man, get out of here. No, it's Gears of War. You're the only one I know. You're the best. You got to do this brochure. I'm telling you, you're going to win. You're going to win. No lie. I'm serious. I did it. It was a 15-second story. And I remember Aaron Greenberg was in it. He was in it. And you had to tell the story of where you was at when Gears of War first came out. I hurried up and told them I was in Oklahoma traveling. I was in Oklahoma. I stopped at this GameStop. Yeah. And I'll never forget it. They were featuring the Gears of War, and they were showing how the devs and everything. And I told that story in 15 seconds. Kate, I won. I won. That's the first time Microsoft ever hit me on my email. I was checking my email one day, and boom, Kate, no lie. There it was. And I was like, what? And they reached out to me. I'm not going to say the name. That's marketing purposes. I'm not going to do that. But they reached out to me, and they was like, they knew that what I said was authentic. Because there was no way what I said was a lie. They just knew that. And they were telling me that. It was like we had 3 other candidates, but it was kind of like they were putting their stuff to just meet the 15 seconds. But it was something about you because more people heard it, and they was like, no, give it to him. What he said is true. I'm not lying. That's what they told me. I actually didn't win it. I was like maybe the 3rd or 4th person. But they gave it to me. And that's the thing. Those are the secrets that I know about Microsoft. And when you know secrets like these, they give you these things. You appreciate it. Look, we're normal people, right? We're not superstars. We're not high-paid celebrities. So when you see Microsoft do stuff like that, it's like, man, you know what I'm saying? They really value realness. And Kate, you're real. And like I said,
thanks, man.
Well, I'm so glad that you took up your time because I know you're busy. So I want to hurry up. I'm moving along because I want to hurry up. Now we're gonna give us some questions.
I appreciate it, man. It's so good.
Yeah, we're gonna give us some questions. Kate, what do you think about the Xbox Series X and the things that it's claiming to be capable of? Now, like she said, listen, we're not coming with prices up. These are just, I know it. When is it coming out? No, but in a general sense, when you
Yeah.
hear things like Xbox don't have no games, and when you hear
Mm.
that, well, where's the exclusives and things like that, now listen,
Sure.
these are questions that the streets ask. These are real.
Yeah.
See, that's what people got to understand. Yes, it seems that way negative, and it seems that way. Some people hate,
Mhm.
but that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the honest questionnaire person that says, listen, I
Mm.
keep hearing that Xbox doesn't have games. I keep hearing that they just don't care about their first parties and they put it all over the place. But I really truly, Kate, don't think that a lot of people don't
Mhm.
understand that Microsoft is bigger than the feeble minds, right? You have to
Mhm.
understand that Microsoft is a business that makes other businesses better. That's what they do.
Mm.
So when you look at their umbrella, it's almost
Mhm.
impossible for them to not think that Xbox and the Windows PC, they're both gaming platforms for them. It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense in their future, their vision, to keep that
Mm.
separate. Yes, the PC is far greater. It does have the capabilities because you have the customizational prowess, right? To
Mhm.
build it, to make it what you want. But that costs a pretty penny. A lot of people don't
Mhm.
have the money for that. So that's where the consoles
Mhm.
come in at. When I see that
Sure.
Xbox has made that possible, there goes another testament to them. They are
Mhm.
making their platforms closer knit. So when these crossplay games happen, no matter
Mhm.
where you're at, you're gonna enjoy them the way you would like to enjoy them, almost at their best of their abilities. It's not like, well, I got the Xbox. How would this look? You're a company with two platforms,
Mm.
right? And one community of gamers are saying, well, we got the Xbox, we're playing the inferior version. And then you got the other ones
Mhm.
over there. Yeah, you don't want that. You want an evenly. You want people to be happy across the board. And I think
Sure.
Phil Spencer has done something so remarkable. And shout outs to Phil, right? Because you know him.
Mhm.
But shout outs to him
I
because
do.
if you ever follow him, if you ever been there and just watched when he got there to where he is now with it, you can't deny the hard work. You just
Mhm.
can't. It's there. And when this thing comes out, I'm telling you, I hope it for
Mhm.
once Xbox silenced their critics. It gets Kate. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
for some of us, I
You're
know it.
very passionate. I love how passionate you
Kate,
are about this. This is
Kate, I'm telling.
awesome.
I'm
It
telling you, Kate.
is.
For some of us, like me, and like it's the true Xbox fan. I'm trying to represent them the best way I can, right?
Well, I
We,
appreciate
it's
that for
it's
sure. And
it's
actually,
like,
I was
yeah.
going
Go
to say
ahead.
real quick, if I can jump in, the
No,
way
go
you
ahead.
just described yourself is the way I would assume. And let's be clear,
Hmm.
I don't have Phil's number.
Right.
Like he and I see each other at events, and it's like, what's up? Like that's cool
Right.
because Phil Spencer is a real genuine guy who was already with Microsoft for 20 something years before
Right.
he got to be the head of Xbox. The guy
Right.
lives and breathes green. Like I'm there
Right.
for it. But I almost guarantee you he would describe himself the same way you described yourself because
Hmm.
this is a guy who has who takes and I'm not, like I said, I'm not a good liar. I just never
No,
have
just
been, so I've
yeah.
leaned
Go
in at this
ahead.
point. But I will say this is a guy who takes the fans very seriously and has a
Right.
heavy heart when they are not pleased. And
Right.
so I know, but that obviously nobody exists in a void, and I wouldn't speak for him because
Right.
he's got his own like behemoth machine, which is
Right.
so great. But it's great to be a part of a team that is led by someone that I believe in, and more importantly, that I respect. So,
Right.
and that's as a fan of Xbox, even if I didn't work there, and as also somebody who requires him to pay my bills sometimes,
Right.
or
That's
the team, I
right.
should say, not him directly, not him directly.
Right. No, that's right. And like when you see that, right? When you see the hard work, and
Mm,
you can tell that, and like you said, honestly, you can tell he took it personal because
mm-hmm.
he made something. Two great consoles. Look at the work.
Yeah,
He directed two great consoles, and you can see it. It was just getting better and better. And what I wanted to say was, it's time
sure.
for Xbox to get that recognition. It's just
Mm,
time because the only one that really now I'll be honest with you. The first one, the OG Xbox, it was a positive time because it was new and people and it lived and it had those unique games. But the 360 was beautiful, right? The Xbox One got so ridiculed. It was messed up so bad from the media and everything. And I know Kate touches on
All-in-one
this
entertainment system, man.
Right. And I think it just got marketed wrong. You know, it had great intentions. The cloud compute was beautiful. It had some beautiful things about it. Upload Studios.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen anything like
Connect.
that. That's right. The connect, the two, exactly. If they listen to this, if you listen to this, Xbox has some great things about it that really we never had in gaming before. Even back in the 360 with the Xbox Live Arcade. That was epic
Yeah,
stuff.
I remember. Oh,
Remember
Xbox
that?
Live Arcade, Summer of
Epic.
Arcade. That was the Tony Hawk era.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Pro Skater,
Revolutionary. You didn't ever have that in gaming. So I hope. Oh, I wanted to tell you. Oh, this is what I was going to go back to. What do you think about these games that they're coming out with? Like, these indie games are looking like AAA games. What do you think about?
I know, man.
That's ridiculous.
It's a great question.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, it's a great question. I mean, ID. So I can speak from the perspective of having seen the ID at Xbox games. I am certain that, like I said, we don't exist in a void. PS5, I'm certain it's going to be rad. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's more that unites us as gamers than divides us. Like, let's be clear. But what I can speak to, what I know best is, of course, Xbox, right? Because I've never been to Japan. And even if I had, I'm sure that they would kick my ass this way to Sunday. Here's the thing.
You come up to Japan with all that green on, Kate, they sending you back.
I'll tell you. I love it. I will say, the extent of my PlayStation knowledge, if I'm being completely honest, is Horizon Zero Dawn, which is an incredible game. And it is like, oh my God, I can't even handle it. Like, it's absolutely incredible. But there's enough first party, third party, and crossplay, and there's enough games for all of us. So with that being said, I think ultimately these ID at Xbox games, so this is again what I know, and indie games across the board, because of the democratization of all of these engines, right? Sure, they're not probably using Unreal 5, but they are coming in and being supported by these bigger behemoth giants, whether it's Sony, whether it's Xbox. And from my perspective, from the Xbox side that I have seen, and again, I will tell you, little heads up, not that you need to be told this by any means, but obviously I'm speaking for myself and not for Xbox. That's just to be clear. But like I said, it goes without saying, but I said it anyway. Point is that the ID at Xbox program that I have seen does an incredibly phenomenal job of coming alongside these guys who are developing in their garage after they're done with their day job. And
Speak on it.
and it's so funny too, right? It's just it's this, if you want to talk about passionate people, you cannot find more passionate gamers than the indie devs. You just can't. And these ISPs are just, or not ISPs, that doesn't make any sense. ISVs are just, you know, they're the people that really want to do stuff, and they also are people that think outside the box. And I gotta tell you, it's incredible to find out, to see and hear and watch some of like the game dynamics, some of the game mechanics, some of the beautiful. I'm trying to remember my favorite.
Tell people what ISV means, Kate, so they're not lost.
Internet. It's independent service. It's basically indie. It's another term for indie developers. There's independent developers of games, and then there's ISVs, which are independent service vendors. Makes sense. A little bit more on the corporate side. But unfortunately, like I said, we're you know, we live in a world where you have to make money, or certainly have to have a platform in which to put stuff on. So having seen those and having having interviewed, having, you know, come alongside some of these guys, I mean, it's great. We have these great indie developers that come to these big events that, like, as an example, so one of the things I did recently, there was one of the first virtual events, the first virtual event that Microsoft did post-COVID, post sort of pandemic, right, was the thing called GameStack Live. And GameStack, I'm not sure if your viewers, if your listeners know what this is, but it's basically the stack of tools and hardware and solutions that help you create Xbox games, help you create PC games, and they are given to developers to create their own. And it was a 12-hour live stream. I actually got to write it and help help live produce or live write. I'm not sure what the right word is, but you kind of, and when you come alongside those people, because it's one thing to go and talk to the head of the it's one thing to go talk to Kiki Wolfkill, right? That woman can do no wrong. She and Bonnie Ross are just killing it over there at 343. But it's
Really,
another
shout outs to
thing.
Bonnie Ross.
Oh yeah.
Shout
Oh
out.
yeah, I love that woman. She's a delight. But so it's one thing to talk about these people who, are awesome and like rock stars. It's another to talk
Right.
to like the people that are like in the trenches that are, dealing with those quick build cycles that are looking
Right,
for a way to break
that we don't
through it,
see. Yes.
right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But we don't see, but we do get to enjoy their stuff. So GameStack Live was a thing that really taught me a lot about the indie developers and how, all of these different solutions that are made for those developers. And actually, I shouldn't even say indie because GameStack is used by everybody, right? They're used from everywhere, from AAA down to the indie titles. So I don't know if I answered that question.
No, you did, Kate. Real quick.
Okay,
The
cool.
Play Fab?
Sure.
Look at the Play Fab.
Sure.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's an avenue. That's correct.
Oh yeah.
So
Game
so you
sportsman,
think
man, that guy can do no wrong.
so you see that something you mentioned Bonnie. So that Halo Infinite is gonna be off the chain. It's gonna be off the chain. Kate, I had the pleasure to go to the Halo Outpost in Houston. I went because I was like, yep,
Oh,
I went.
wanted to go. Yeah.
I went. And I'm gonna tell you something. When I did that, the one thing that stuck out, not only did I get a chance to see Mixer, they had Mixer live there. They did it. But they also did the PC versus the console things. That was tight. And guess what? Consoles won. We won. We won.
Man,
Hey,
I love
that's
it.
right. Now, but the one thing that blew me away was the augmented reality. I experienced that.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh my goodness. It's another level. That's all I'm gonna tell anybody. That's beyond virtual. Virtual reality, nah, it laughs at that. It's almost making it puts you in the game. You can run around, duck. You can do whatever. It's crazy. But I did.
Yeah, I
went to
heard
go
about that
see it.
experience.
Yeah, it's
DJ
crazy.
Blue PDX. DJ Blue PDX is a mixer partner, and I think he used to be a partner manager. No, maybe not. He did the Outpost. He was one of the big
really?
the guys behind the Outpost itself. Yeah, and I'm sure you saw him. I'm sure he was running around with a mixer shirt on.
You know what I probably did? Yeah.
He described it amazing. Yeah, the augmented reality stuff was one of the big reasons I wanted to go.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I couldn't, obviously, because I had. It was a very busy summer that summer, but it definitely sounded amazing. So
rumor is we shattered records, we shattered their expectations, and they're thinking about now doing another one. So I hope they really do, and I hope they go to more places because that was a beautiful thing. Now we're moving on because Kate's got a busy schedule, and I'm trying to end this right, y'all. We're trying to get this right. Now let's go to your esports journey just a little bit. We want to touch on that before I get into the last and final thing with you, and that's what I think is female promotion in the gaming industry. I think, that's still like a stain, and I think that we could do better as far as appreciating. We say gamers are gamers, but listen, as a man, and as a man, right? There's nothing wrong with a man understanding what's in front of him, and if it's a female, if it's a woman. We need to honor it, respect it, and call it out by what it is. So when I say female gamers, to my female gamers out there that I know, I understand the language. Well, we're just gamers. I know that. But I want to make it specific because it is real. It's something that I feel like towards the end of the show, we'll touch on it. And I want to go to your esports, though. And because I think, Kate, that's what did it for you. I think you are connected to the esports. And like I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't know that Gears community, you don't understand. But she is so right. Shout outs to the Latino, Mexicano culture.
Yeah.
Listen, I, the new legal, felt you guys on Gears 3 when the United States server flipped. And I'm here to say it on Di-RREC Gaming. You hear it first from me. You guys have single-handedly took Gears and made it your home. I don't think there's any community that did it better, because when everybody was complaining and you got the crying and going on, you guys took that community and said, we got it. And when Dom died, oh my goodness, You guys picked that soul of that guy character up and just put it on y'all's back. And what y'all have done for Gears, we can't do nothing but commend you because I'm a true Gears fan, and I want to say thank y'all for doing what y'all did and keeping it strong and keep going because even though we had the hiccups on Gears 5, the developers are doing everything they can to get it back on the right track. And honestly, I can't wait for Gear 6, and I hope that we get through with this trilogy, and then we can really start going back to some good old gruddy Gears and getting back to what made it so super great. But Kate, let them know. Let them know
Yeah,
about
man.
your little journey.
Dude, yeah, no, it's super quick. I mean, relatively speaking, it's like I felt basically I had a 3-month stint in between gigs a few years ago, and I, did the thing that freelancers everywhere know and love, which is like you spend the first like week or so like totally freaking out, and then you kind of realize, okay, so I have something in 3 months, but I have this time, and in between then I can freak out or I can deep dive on something, and I chose to deep dive on Dota. Obviously, being up in Seattle, Valve is a big MOBA producer. I mean, Valve is the big. It's Dota, right? It's Dota 2. It's like the thing. So I did a deep dive on that. I just fell in love with the entire esports scene, and this was back in 2013, 2014. Which again, I'm still super new to the whole. I mean, relatively speaking, I'm still super new, even though it's like 7 years.
That's crazy.
Right. Anyway. Right? Anyway, so what happened was I was deep diving there, and so I got into the Twitch culture, I got into the esports culture, and at that time, E-League was starting up over on the TBS channel.
That's true.
And they were doing CS:GO, and I have no idea how this happened. I had an agent up in Seattle at the time, and he got a call and said, hey, listen, they want you to come and do E-League in Atlanta, and I'll be honest with you, like I lost it. I was so excited. It was just out of the blue, so much fun. I lost it. It was fantastic. So I did E-League, and that was so much fun. And CS:GO can be a really great audience. It can also be it was kind of like way in the fast lane. And what's funny is that I went from CS:GO, and then Valve actually sent me abroad. They sent me to Asia to do basically a little tour. It was amazing, yeah, and I'd never been to Korea before, so that was really cool. And so I got to do all these great things, and that was amazing. And so then from there, it just became, then I got the job at Mixer, right? And it started to evolve, and you're like, well, now you've got the Gears family, because again, we're so close-knit, right? The Gears family was like, hey, listen, do you mind doing a stream about this? And then that turned into, hey, do you mind doing Forza Monthly? And hey, the Forza Racing Championship franchise, they've got a whole LA scene happening out here.
It's
Let's
crazy.
bring it on. And so, and now, believe it or not, Apex I don't know how they found me, but they found my agent and went straight to him and was like, hey, listen, we want you to come on and do stuff. And so now I've been with them for the last 6 months, and then I'm slated to be with them for the next 6. So it's been really fun. It's been amazing.
Right, and you and Akari, right? Y'all have that show on the Twitch
me and
channel.
Ricari. Ricari, God bless that kid. Yeah, Ricari and I actually just wrapped a rather interesting. We'll just call it interesting. We'll call it interesting because, quite frankly, the show had to evolve due to some world events, and it evolved. It did, and we had so much fun. I don't know how many people watched, and I can't imagine that many did. But the truth is, Ricari and I had so much fun. That was authentic. Ricari is another person you should consider having on here, because that guy knows his stuff, and he's doing some more streaming, by the way.
I'll leave it up to you, Kate. I'll leave it up to you, Kate.
Do it to it.
I'll leave it up to you. We'll make that happen. We'll make that happen. Hey.
Sure.
You know what? The Ricari, he actually shined because he got himself put on State of Decay 2. He's immortalized.
Yes, he did. He is, absolutely.
Immortalized.
Yeah. Is he a playable character or non-playable?
He's a playable character. As a matter of fact,
yeah,
I got him as Sean. He's one of my strongest guys, to be honest with you. I'm being funny right now, but it's true.
That's wonderful.
It's
good.
funny.
I love it. Yeah, no. And he taught me a lot of stuff. Let's be clear. Like before he and I did the Twitch stuff, he and I also, we've done the GameStop the GameStop Managers Conference.
Really?
Y'all did that? We did This Week on Esports every week for months. And let's see, what else did we do? He and I have kind of developed. We've done Inside Xbox together. Obviously, there was a great. I love the.
Y'all are a dynamic duo.
There's only so many. I was gonna say there's only so many episodes when Ricari and I get to do things just like very few. It was this great episode, me, Ricari, and Larry, and we just had so much fun from the get-go. So you want to go follow someone else besides the New Legal on Mixer, which is the_new_legal, then you should definitely check out Ricari Austin.
Thank you. And you know what? Leave me his information as well. And, hopefully I'll reach out to him. But I'm going to leave that one up to you, Kate. You're going to make that one happen for me. But no, that's just all added jokes and fun. But before we go, and thank you, and I want to say thank you for your time, and it's just been a blast. We've actually been working on this for months. I want to be fair with people.
We have.
Yeah.
Oh no, and poor. I'm so sorry, by the way. 'Cause I'll tell you something.
No.
You have done an incredible job of persevering through all of the different madness. Aside from there being a pandemic, which by the way, made your travel nearly impossible.
Right.
I moved in between all of this for some reason. I also it's been very great because there's been a lot. It's the good news, bad news. The bad news is it's a pandemic. The good news is I get a lot of virtual events, which is amazing.
That's right.
But it means that I have zero time, and literally this is the first week when I've been able to breathe.
Right.
And again, I'm not complaining. This is not me complaining. I'm very, very, very grateful. But it did make this particular interaction very difficult. So thank you for your patience.
And I want to say, no problem. But I want to say, I'm going to be honest with you, and this is funny. I know you're going to probably laugh. But you want to know what made me persistent was your story that you told me when you was on, well, not just me, but everybody, when you was on Twitter. And you was telling people, that's why I wanted people to hear the story again, but you was telling people how you got in. And you have to be persistent. People that are in, when you told me, when they see that, it reminds them of them, and it's a humbleness. And when you understand them, when you let them know, hey, listen, I understand. Don't worry, I understand. I'm just
you've been there,
right? Because I'm be honest with you guys, and take this into consideration as well, people. If this ever happens to you, right? When you talk to people like Kate. And them to have busy schedules, right? You be patient with them. Don't harass them. Don't blast them all the time. Because when I reached out to Kate, like she said, we're in this pandemic. So why would I start off with hey, are we gonna do the show first? Why would I not consider her health, her well-being? Hey, is her loved ones and everybody doing okay? Because I want her to know that first and foremost, before anything else, I genuinely care about your well-being as a human being because we're all going through this. So
and I'll tell you something,
right.
You guys. I will put this out there. I'll speak on your behalf. You definitely made that very clear in those messages, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate that the patience as well, because the truth is that this is you've got an infectious energy. You do, and it's something I really want to be a part of, which is great. But but you get to that place where it's like you get to that place where your hands are somewhat tied, and you don't want to disappoint anybody. Because at the end of the day, to your point, and I think this is your point, which is that everybody's human, right? Everybody's human, and humanity comes first.
That's right.
And then all of our passions, which is great. But it definitely was something that you didn't make me feel bad, and actually it's a great, legal. It's a great testament to the way that people should approach, collaborations or whatever the creative mindset is. That's awesome.
Right. I just wanted to, like I said, I'm taking you not also as awesome and it's fun, like I'm saying, like we're having, but I'm also taking this as a learning curve as well. And I've learned so much. I'm telling you guys, I've learned so much just watching Kate and appreciating her. And she's like, look, man.
Well, dude, you've given me life. Let me tell you something. You have given me life. Sometimes it's hard to do all of this stuff and to have these conversations that feel very corporate, because they have to be corporate, because there's a lot writing on all of this stuff. But it's so nice to talk to a true fan who's so excited about it, that you're so passionate about it. That's really fun. So I needed that. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kate. Stamped.
It's just
I'm stamped tonight, baby.
Here.
I'm stamped tonight. I don't have to say anything else. But you know what? Honestly, that's right. I'm stamped. And you know what? like I said though, when it's it's simply because I'm learning, and I remember because they don't know this stuff, but I was on Twitter. I'm telling you, Kate will do some videos.
Mm.
Go check her out every now and then. She, just be normal stuff. Get in there and talk normal with her. But when I was talking normal,
Mm.
we all have a good conversation. Everybody was up in there. But you was talking to us, and you was just literally telling us, like slow down sometimes, take breaks, appreciate your life.
Mhm.
You know, it's it's good to just hey, Kay has that pet lizard. It's so funny. Kay has
I
that dog.
do.
It's so fun. They don't know. You
Yeah.
know, they
Yeah.
don't
I
know. Like this
know.
is my like Kate. You're like the big sister. Like I'm telling you, like to me,
Sure.
she's like my big sister in these streets. Like I'm
I'll
glad
take
to
it,
have
man.
known her because I'm being honest when I say this. I used to just sit there on Mixer and talk to her. Like that's how real she is. And when she would always respond, like when she had her ups and downs, like she's being transparent on the show
Mhm.
tonight. It was a
Yeah.
while. I was like, damn, what happened to Kate? Like really, I was like, man, damn. I hope. I was like, I hope Xbox didn't get rid of her like that. We needed her. So then one day, the what was it? The
Hmm.
Xbox. No, what was it?
The Green Show?
The Green
Which
Show,
one?
right? The Green Show. What Malik? What Malik? You
Oh, with
was,
Malik.
but Malik
That
wasn't there,
chestnut.
right? But he wasn't
Yeah,
there
so it
that
was,
day.
who, no, you know
It,
what? It was Terrence.
look at
So
that.
it's
She
Terrence and myself,
remembers.
but see,
Yeah.
that's the thing is that so Terrence and I actually did the show together, but
Okay.
Malik was jumping in one day, but Terrence and I were together.
Was the
I
show
think
okay?
where we was it the one about with Aaron Greenberg
I believe
with
so.
Trini?
And yup,
Yeah,
and
he's a
that's
gem.
right. Aaron Greenberg salute. That's the storm. That's the stormtrooper and the foot soldier for the Xbox community. Like shout outs to my man.
Yeah,
That's the big bro right there. But
he
when
is.
I said, hey Kate, like, cause when you're on Mixer, I just want to let y'all know. Like I know it's, but for those that don't know, so when you go on Mixer, right, and you make your comment, well, your gamer tag or your information name pops up there. When Kate was like, hey, the new legal. But that voice, that did it for me. I was like, no, she remembers me? I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm watching Kate. I'm following Kate. That's my homegirl from that point on. Because that was real. Because that was real.
Yeah,
You was letting me know that's my dude right there. That's like one of my true supporters. That's like my dude. So that's
yeah,
when
man.
I was like, I started building up my confidence, right? So slowly,
Awesome.
as I was building I was like, and that day when you talked about it, look, believe in yourself, be persistent. You motivated me to reach out to you. That's what it
I
was.
love it.
I was like, well,
I
damn.
love it, man.
You know what? One day when I build up, get myself together, get these things going pretty right, I'm gonna reach out to Kane. I'm gonna see, and I'll be damned. That's why I'm telling you guys, like it reflects, people. Just know that it
I love it.
reflects.
Yep.
Stay true to yourself. Work hard. Study your craft. Look, nobody wants a fake gamer. Nobody wants to be associated with a fake gamer. Nobody wants to be associated with
Mhm.
clickbaiters and all that. They want to be
Mhm.
respected. See, I'm beyond Di-RREC Gaming. I'm telling y'all, what I was doing
Yeah.
with Kate was before the Di-RREC Gaming. It was before this. So stay true to yourself. Like, people know. So
Mhm.
you're not gonna fool. You can't fool people. They know. So it's just a testament. You're not important because you get a whole bunch of subs or you do so many shows. That doesn't make you important. No more important than somebody that doesn't. It's all about your
Mhm.
passion, your belief, and you staying true to yourself. That's what it's about. And as long as you keep your 10 toes down, people and you give people respect. There you go. Don't
Mhm.
look at yourself like, oh, somebody ought to respect me, but give people their respect. Earn your respect. Hey man, listen. If I can't if this show right here doesn't justify that, then I don't know what else to say to you. But Miss Kate Yeager in the building. If you have any last things that you want to say, please do it.
You
Shout out
know,
to everybody. Everybody
will
that you
do,
know you can
man.
do it.
Thank you. No, yeah. I mean, definitely follow the new legal on Mixer. Trust
Ah.
me when I tell you, he's gonna have some fun. I will say, follow Ricari. Ricari Austin's
Mhm.
doing some great stuff on Twitch. He's Rikizzle, I believe, on Twitch, and he's also on Twitter. Honestly, if you have a desire to see, non-Fortnite BR, head on over to Apex Legends Global Series. Listen, I don't have any problem with Fortnite. I don't. I'm terrible at it, but I don't have any problem with it. It's actually super fun and super ridiculous and delightful. I'm there. But if you want to see sort of the newest, won't say the newest, but yeah, actually the newest BR form, it's not PUBG. It's not, oh God, King of the Hell, nothing like that. It's not H1Z1 now. This is Apex Legends Global Series. Highly recommend everybody here. You know what? Actually, you're a Gears fan. You're a Gears pro. You're a Gears old school. You're going to know John Kafalekos. Oh, God, I can never
is he
pronounce
part
his
of
last
it?
name. John. He is a caster extraordinaire, my friend. So is Andy Dudesky. Bravo. So much fun on set. The whole group is the top notch. They're great. They're fantastic.
When you get time out of your busy schedule, please send me a little bit of them information so I can go support. Please.
Sure, we'll do. Of course. And for me, my social's at Kate Yeager, but quite honestly, I'm terrible at that right now because again, I got super busy. This is no excuse, and I will say, here's what I'll give you. Here's what I will say. As New Legal mentioned, I was my path has been anything but straight. It has been anything but skyrocket by any means. It's one of those aspects where if you're finding yourself not getting to the place you're wanting to, not being given the opportunities you're wanting to, might I recommend you make your own opportunities. If you want to cast a certain esports title, then put the esports broadcasters on mute, record yourself casting, find out what you're doing wrong, and then go from there. And I will also say the esports people are pretty cool for the most part, right? They're here because the truth is that we're not the Al Michaels, we're not the Brian Costas, and those are probably super dated references. But
I got you. Yeah, I got you.
But you know what I'm talking about? But
that's right. Got you. You went back. Yep.
In esports right now, right? We got the oldest we got right now is like Paul Chancellor. And I love that man. He is a delight.
The Howard Cosell. She went back to the Howard Cosell.
Yeah, just old school completely. Right. Exactly. You got the DJ Wheats, whatever, But a lot of the esports guys and girls, they are definitely still in their prime. They're still coming. They're not much older than you or I. And sometimes they're younger. A lot of times they are. So just remember that they're not gods, and I don't think they want to be considered gods, with the exception of a couple people. I'm not going to say names, but I will also say, and this is something, and I'll leave it at this. The truth is that once again, there is more that unites than divides. There's so much. Oh yeah, Kate's mom. Wait, is Kate's mom somewhere? No.
No, I said Kate's wild. Kate's wild.
Oh, Kate's wild. Okay, because my mother tends to jump in things that I'm doing, so this is why I'm concerned. Anyway, the truth is that here's the thing. There's more that unites than divides. Don't find yourself as the foot soldier of a console if you don't don't bear arms, don't go to bat for a console. Just embrace the fact that we have them, and embrace the fact that there are people passionate behind them and behind the creation of the games that are played on them. So that's all I'm going to say. It's so much fun. Remember, at the end of the day, we have to play games. And whether you're doing it for a living or just for fun, you still get to play games. Like, mic drop.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that. And look, we're going to end the show. I have to end it with this, though, okay? And look, and Kate may have a rebuttal, but listen. The reason why that was so important, because just like me, I fall guilty to that. And Kate, I'm going to be honest with you. It's because the true Xbox fans, they seem to not have nowhere to go. Anytime they express their passion, they get knocked down. Anytime something Xbox does, they want to talk about it, they get ridiculed. And it's to the point where when they see something that Xbox does, they feel like it's that. And I want you guys to understand that, right? And I know you do, but I'm speaking this to Kate, but I'm using her metaphorically for the industry, for the Xbox community industry, the ones that are up there. It's something that needs to be talked about. It's something that needs to be heard because people get tired. They get tired of knowing the goodness that goes on. But we have these articles that are always coming out clickbaiting or talking down on it. And you got these people who feel like, well, listen, man, when we read it, it seems like you really don't know what you're talking about. And so they rebuttal, they come back. And I think that some of the good Xbox fans, when they do that, it looks bad to them. It looks bad because it looks like, oh, oh, he's this fanboy, and I hate that word. Like, because that
Sure.
word has been associated with gaming
Because it makes
as
you,
if
it's pejorative, right? It feels pejorative. It feels
yeah,
like you're
because
using that word
nobody
to
says it
denote
about nothing
somebody
else,
who
right, Kate?
follows without thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
If Kate is she's from Seattle, right? So if Kate
I,
lives no, I'm just using that, right? And let's
sure.
say you're a Seattle Seahawk fan. Nobody's gonna
Yep.
mess with you because you say, "Hey, look, I got the jersey on. I'm a Seattle Seahawk fan." It exists. Or if I was I'm Michael Jordan, so I was a Chicago Bulls fan. It exists. Nobody messes with you, but for some reason, when it comes to consoles, you can't like a console. Oh, if you like Xbox and you're a fan of
There's
Xbox,
passion. You're right.
right? It's a bad thing, and I think that's a mistake. And I believe, listen, as the new legal, I want to tell all my passionate true Xbox fans, listen, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you being an Xbox fan. And and listen, Kate concreted everything that she said is true. If at the end of the day, if the best thing to do is if you can't take it, if you don't want to see it, ignore it. Just ignore it. And you want to know something?
News, not noise. News, not
Yes.
noise.
Put your gaming up, because gaming has always been the actual talking for you. You don't have to sit up here and go back and forth with somebody who wants to justify their console, right? And they come up with the silliest stuff. Oh, it's just plastic. No, it's not. Don't ever ridicule the technology and the work that goes into these things. Plastic cannot hold that. That's the outer shell. We don't talk about plastic when we talk about motherboards and resistors and transistors and wires and what you call it, power blocks and all these things that go into to make these consoles great. That's what we talk about. We don't care about the outer shell. That's just the pretty thing to sell it. So Kate, you know what? Thank you for your last comment. Guys, this is Kate YEAGER, the one and only. It's been a true blessing for you that dropped in. Come kick it with me on the porch out here, on the Xbox porch of Di-RREC Gaming. Thank you. You got you know what? We made a seat just for you. It's a seat over here. Kate got her own seat now over here.
What a delight. Thanks, man.
Kate, you be safe out here. You and everybody that you love, be
You
safe.
You too, by the way. Yep,
Yes.
You too.
And I'm going to try my best to get you some of this esport footage, or just not my esport stadium. One day I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna put it on my channel, and I'm gonna I'm gonna reach out to you and say, Kate, look, I did this for you, because I want Kate to be represented. I told her I was gonna go to my esport stadium, which is the biggest in the country. I'm gonna do it for Kate. It's gonna be in the memory of Kate for all her hard work that she did. So thank you, Kate, for stopping by today.
Sure.
Reaching back out to me, and we made this possible because this has truly been my milestone highlight of my platform. You made that possible, and I'm so in debt for you. So I want to say thank you.
Oh, man.
Thank you, really. Thank
Anytime,
you so
man.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I hope this show did you justice. This has been the New Legal, representing Di-RREC Gaming with my homegirl, Kate YEAGER. Until next time, guys. That's right. Y'all take it easy, and we'll see you soon. We out of here.